Okay, so in this video, we are going to continue our discussion on examples using equations. So what we need to do is to pick out the solution from the values given in the bracket next to each equation. And we also have to show that the other values do not satisfy the equation. So only the first one we will do in detail, rest all we can go through them a bit fast. So let's say the first one, 5m equals 60. Now we have this four values given, 10, 5, 12 and 15, and we have to find out which one amongst these four values satisfies that equation. Now let us recollect, when we say that the variable m, there is just one value of this variable m which will satisfy this equation, which means that the left hand side LHS should be equal to RHS. So your left hand side, you take a value of the variable such that it is equal to the right hand side. So now in this case, one way to do it is you just try to put these values individually. That is, let us say that LHS in the first case, 5 into 10 gives us 50, whereas here it is 60. So we say that this is not equal to RHS and therefore it doesn't satisfy. Then we have the next value, which is 5. 5 into m, 5 into 5 is 25. 25 is also not equal to 60. Then we have the third value, 5 into 12. 60 equals 60. Therefore this does satisfy the value of the equation. And then we have 5 times 15, which is 75, is not equal to 60, correct? And therefore this also does not satisfy the value of the equation. Now let us try to have a look at the problem number 2, which says n plus 12 equals 20. Now there are four values and I am not going to do it in detail here. We will simply find out using a shortcut method. But of course, if it is asked, you have to prove it accordingly. So what we'll do is we'll try to do it mentally. What when added to 12? What is the value of n which when I add to 12 would give me 20? Mentally, if we do 12 plus 8 gives me 20, therefore n equals 8 must satisfy the equation. Now if we have a look at the four values here and we find 8, 8 is the value of the equation. Right? So 8 is the solution of this equation, n plus 12 equals 20. Let's do the third one mentally. So we have p minus 5 equals 5. Now what number when 5 is subtracted from it gives us 5? And if you do a mental calculation, it is straightforward, 10. 10 minus 5 equals 5. And when you look at here, you know there is just one value, 10. So 10 is the value of the equation. 10 is the solution of this equation. Okay, so now we have an interesting thing here. So we have q by 2 equals 7. So what value of q would give me 7? So I would ask like this, what value q should have which is divided by 2 gives us 7. So we know that 14 divided by 2 is 7. Therefore if q equals 14, then this equation would be satisfied. So in this case, out of these four, 14 is the solution of this equation. Q by 2 equals 7. The rest all, whatever values you put, it's not going to satisfy the condition on this variable q such that it results in 7. Okay, now let's take the e, which says r minus 4 is 0, and this is pretty straightforward. If you just subtract 4 minus 4, it gives you 0. Therefore the value that will satisfy this equation is 4. 4 minus 4 is 0. Then we have the last problem, which says x plus 4 equals 2. Now what should I add, or what should I do here such that I get a 2 over here? Now if we look at the solution over here, we have 4, 2, 0 and minus 2. Now minus 2, okay, so it's like 4 minus 2 gives me 2, therefore minus 2 is the solution of this equation. So this is how we again learn some more examples of finding solutions to equations using just the observation method, and also we also learned about proving that an equation is not satisfied by one value of a variable by proving that the left hand side is not equal to right hand side, as we did for the first example. So in the next videos we are going to solve some riddles which use the algebraic equations.